Good evening, you absolutely handsome motherfuckers. That's immediately demonetized myself by swearing in the first 2 minutes of a stream, but what can I say? That's just who I am. Hello, everyone. I am going to be your host for the evening, Mr. Levi Clay, and I am going to be transcribing, because that's what I do. I'm going to be transcribing some Eric Johnson. We are going to be looking at the classic live rendition of Trail of Tears from the legendary Austin, it's the Austin City Limits concert, right? The one that was released as an official release. It's an absolutely wonderful concert and a wonderful rendition of one of Eric's best tunes, an underappreciated tune. Now, this is a very long tune, and I'm really looking forward to getting into as much of it as possible, but obviously I won't be doing the whole thing, because 10 minutes of audio transcription, I would expect, especially Eric Johnson, to take me at least 10 hours, right? At least 10 hours, and I'm only going to be here for 2, so we should be able to get a decent chunk of it done and trying to get into Eric's mindset a little bit, try and understand his approach to what he's got going on. This stream is going to be a little bit different from my usual streams, though, because I'm actually going to be playing a lot, and the reason I'm going to be playing a lot is because I've got a new audio set up, so now you don't have to put up with that terrible guitar audio with the microphone in the background. We can now just hear my guitar, which is... I've set up a kind of silly Eric Johnson-y tone, which I think should be suitable for the sections where we're doing some clean stuff, because we're starting with cleans. So we've got those tones, and I'm also set up to have some of that more... some of those more over-the-top overdrive tones, because you know they're going to come in. I only spent a couple of seconds getting those tones together, and obviously they don't sound anything anywhere near as good as Eric's tone sounds, because Eric is the master, and I am nothing but a cheap imitator, and it's a bad imitation as well. It would be the best way of putting it, like some cheap Chinese knockoff version of Eric Johnson. At a very great distance, you may confuse me with the real thing, but any more than a fraction of a second of attention, and you will see that I am a pretender. I am playing my new Eric Johnson Strat. This is the 54 Virginia clone, the Player Stories series. This is a replica of the guitar that he used on that concert, which is super cool. It's made from a different type of wood. Saccharas, I believe. I'm just throwing words out there now. So Saccharas body, different wood body. It's a 54 style neck, so V profile on the neck, but it's got a 12-inch radius. It has jumbo frets on it, which is a nice touch, which is great. It's got a hotter pickup in the bridge, slightly hotter in the bridge. And the thing that, nice little attention to detail, Eric had a different saddle on the top string. Rather than the vintage saddles that you would have down here, he has a different saddle on the top string. For sustain reasons or tone reasons, who knows, Eric Johnson is a madman. I really, really do like this guitar. It's absolutely made me a Strat lover, and I am looking for a red Eric Johnson Strat now with the rosewood fretboard, because absolutely wonderful. Kind of a bad redo of Eric's tone. Yeah. Good to see Stephen's online and Diego Guitarist. How's it going? Version of the Trail of Tears I'm thinking of is absolutely bananas. So this is this should be fun. We won't be playing any nonsense like that, though. So very strange to hear such a different tone. from what I'm used to playing, this is not a sound I would usually play. And actually, not a fun story, but this is the first. I've only had the guitar maybe a month now. I've just changed strings on it, so I've changed it from the strings that it had when it came on it. I thought it had 9s on it, but I've put a set of 9s on it. They don't feel or sound right, so I guess I'm going to have to bulk them back up to 10s again, which is what I would usually play. Yeah, these sound a bit thin for my liking, which is odd because I usually like the sound of 9s, but the feel of 10s. But evidently my ears are gravitating back to the sound of 10s, so that should be fun. That's going to be fun. Could never bond with Fenders. Way too unforgiving. Same. Certainly Strats with the pickup, the knob being right in the way of where I would pick normally. As I've matured as a player, my technique has changed so much away from what I used to have to do for my shred stuff. It's more like this now, and I don't play as fast. So my finger doesn't tend to hit the volume knob anymore, and suddenly I can play Strats, which is nice. So yeah. Recently I found about this song, listened to several days, and then the stream. Sweet. So before I start, I'm going to say, as usual, a big thank you to my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. It's thanks to those guys you've got the actual sound of guitar coming properly into the stream now. I just bought a mixer, the little Yamaha. What is this? I'm not sure what model this is, but I've got a couple of channels going into that and then into my audio interface. So thank you very much for your support, guys. It means that I can keep improving the quality of these videos. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you want to check me out on Patreon, there is a link in the description. And if you don't want to do that, you can also head on over to... Let's try that again. You can head on over to Amazon and check out one of my books. You can see some listed there. And here is my latest book. Let's bring this up for you. You want to go check out Hybrid Picking Guitar Technique? Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful book. Go buy a book. Go support my channel. Of course, you can also support the channel via Super Chats. Any way you want to support the channel, it's all very much appreciated. And if you don't want to support the channel at all financially, then please do consider supporting the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing, telling your friends, telling your enemies, all of that good stuff. Shall we get on to some Eric Johnson? I need to actually move the chat screen over so I can see it. That's kind of important. We do need to be able to see the chat. There we go. I can see you now. Sign up, join the family, join us. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. Join us. So let me bring up the transcription for you. Yeah, so we're going to be over here. I'll do the usual thing. I'll move my face down here. It's funny because I've been transcribing professionally for over a decade now, and I do 95%, possibly more, of my work without a guitar in my hand. So I'm not used to hunching over a guitar with my desk, and actually this is kind of the reason why. I can feel that this isn't good for my back. But we'll make do. Yeah, so might be a little bit slower working today than normal, but we should have some fun. So as usual, I've got the transcription on the left here, the audio file and the video on the left, and then Guitar Pro on the right. I actually need to go in here and just change the sound in Guitar Pro. Should probably add a little bit of chorus because Eric's going to start with some silly chorus. Not, I'm teasing, obviously. You get a digital chorus. That going to sound right? So let's write a chord in. Let's slow the speed on it down. Yeah, that should do. Let's put some delay on it. Really low in the mix. And let's put some reverb on it. Oh, that tape delay is awful. Let's change the tape delay. For what's that under usually? It really is just under digital. No, what? I don't do effects in here often enough. Oh, okay, digital delay. Sorry. Turn the mix down on that. Yeah, that's gonna do. Just words to that effect, right? One of my favourite Eric Johnson songs, and the Austin version is absolutely mind-bending. Yeah, it's such a great version of the tune. Moment of feedback that you get, yeah, it's so unbelievably good. So, yeah, let's just take a listen to the intro, just to get a vibe for what's going on. I should check the levels on this, make sure it's not coming through too loud.
Thank you, appreciate it.
It's coming through super loud in my ears. How's my voice level? Can you hear me okay over this? So the first thing is, we're starting here. Let's put this in. Beautiful playing, obviously, Eric Johnson. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. There's absolutely elements of this that I'm dreading having to do. I certainly have to do on camera because I have never ever learned to play any of Eric's stuff, not properly. I learned a couple of licks here and there, but I've never really studied his playing or his chord voicings, and he has unique voicings for things. I have an idea of how he does things. He likes to voice fifths with string skips in them and things like that. And a lot of this, the camera shots aren't really focused too closely on the guitar, so it's kind of hard to know for certain how he's fingering things. And obviously, I want these to be as accurate as possible, but shouldn't be impossible. We should be able to get a good idea of what's going on. We'll certainly get the notes. Definitely not worried about that. Yeah, so it's kind of worth pointing out when I'm doing a job like this. Not necessarily a job like this, but depending on how much I'm doing, I like to do a lot of research into the player. So I own a bunch of Eric's instructional videos, and just sitting through them and watching him play a bunch of things gives you an idea of how someone is likely to play things, and that helps you make more informed decisions, make transcriptions as accurate as possible. So let's look at the first part. So the first thing that we have to talk about here is this. The first part here. This. So if you were transcribing this and you couldn't see Eric, and let's be realistic, you can't really see Eric, but if you couldn't see what was going on here, you just heard it, you'd have to know what that is as a technique. Now this is cascading artificial harmonics. Not a particularly difficult technique to do. I'll just briefly show you how to do that. So let's go for this. So yeah, very, very simple concept. Where's my pick? Not that you need a pick for this, but just have it. So you're all very aware that we have harmonics at the 12th fret. These harmonics sit at the first fundamental. This is the halfway point between the bridge and the nut. Wrong way around, the nut and the bridge. And that would apply any time you fret a string. So if I fret a string at the 3rd fret, halfway between fret 3 and the bridge is going to be fret 15 or 12 frets higher. If I were to touch that part of the string on that harmonic node and pick it, I'm going to use my ring finger to do this, we'll get a harmonic when I do that. Really want the bridge pickup for this. Check levels on that as well. So I'm getting a harmonic just like I would get a harmonic if I did that there. So I could pick a harmonic or I could create it like this. Now the idea here, this is like an old Lenny Bro technique or Chet Atkins. I like to do this a lot. And of course Eric uses it to great effect. Guys like Carvajal use this to great effect. Once you get comfortable with this, the idea would then be to combine fretted notes and artificial harmonics. So of course the classic would be to take something like an A minor 9 chord, and we can play a harmonic on the bottom, then a fretted note, harmonic, fretted note. Oh, sorry. So that's the basic concept with the artificial harmonics. So all we're really looking for is the chord voicings that Eric's going to be using when he does these. And I'll show you how I would go about notating those. So hopefully you enjoy me being able to switch cameras like that and show you how things are being done. So if we listen... So ba da 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 ba ba. We know the last. The first note is a harmonic, and you can really hear what a harmonic sounds like. So I'm looking for, and we can see his hands also very high on the guitar. So he's going to be up at the 16th fret, and he'll be plucking the harmonic. And of course, this is where things get hellishly difficult. His first note is here. So he doesn't actually have a fret to tell him where that halfway point is. Eric's just good enough to be able to see and get that note to ring out. It's right there. Hellish. Yeah, so I would imagine that's where our first note is going to be. So I'm going to go back to screen and face. We've got 16 on the G string, but of course it's an artificial harmonic. Do it like this. I don't like the way Guitar Pro puts these harmonics in because 28 there is really useless to me. So I'm going to go into style sheet and go down to indicate where the string is touched. I don't want to see that. So ba ba ba. Yep. These are our notes. It's hellish to find that harmonic and really get it accurate. I don't know if you've practiced this as a technique. It's a wonderful technique to be fluent with. Sorry. So, where are we? We're here. That damn note is impossible. Yeah. So we get I'll put the harmonics in a second. So this is the lick. Oh no, not a natural harmonic, it's an artificial harmonic. So, a lot of detail there. Yeah, Jeff. It's absolutely one of my most used things. Anytime I put an artificial harmonic in Guitar Pro, I'm immediately going and doing that because I hate. I mean, actually, well, let me show you guys. So if I didn't have that on, it would display and look like this. Some people are okay with this, but it just ends up taking up, the bars elongate so much, and I don't like the way. I don't like that. Pretty sure right hand index just in front of middle pickup. Yeah, well, it is just in front of the middle pickup, but how far just in front? Because here's kind of the problem with these harmonics. Whenever you I'll do it like this. As you shorten the length of the string, you have to be a lot more precise with where that halfway point is. If you come down here and do it at the 12th fret, you have a little bit of play around here where you'll get that harmonic to sound, right? But as the string length gets shorter, you have to be unbelievably precise with where that... Getting it to ring out is, hellishly difficult. So, yeah, I kind of wish that that I could have a little marker to get something like this right. And he just nails it, absolutely flawlessly nails it. So let's. And actually, I was notating this. The plan was to notate this as though it was free time, but of course it isn't because there are drums. So let me. So it's really a bar of 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yeah, so really bars of 5. And 16th notes would be my way of counting that. Though saying that, it does double time as the song comes in. We're 1, 2, 3, 4. So we might hear this as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm just going to go with 5, 4 at this stage. I might toy around with the way I display. That's not a word. Display that later. We'll see. So if I put a tempo in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We'll go about 80 BPM. And I'm going to put a lettering on these. Delay's a bit over the top. Already sounds better than me. fine with that. He repeats. Okay, so I already know this lick. So we're gonna, oh, wrong side. I could learn my quick keys for getting rid of that side panel, couldn't I, really? But obviously I won't. And I can probably, if I move this over here, give myself a little bit more room for notation. This. How do I do fit to page? Like this, right? No, yeah, somewhere. Like this. Fit to width. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Right, cool. So he repeats that idea twice. And then we have another lick. Now this was one of the things I kind of checked before the transcription, before I started. I just wanted to see if anything scared me, and I looked at this, and this is a great example, right? So I mentioned that Eric, he loves playing fifths. Let me bring up my guitar like this. Eric loves playing fifths across strings. So you see him play fifths a lot like this, or like this, rather than playing. So he voices them like this a lot. And I can't tell you why he does that. I can speculate that he likes the greater difference in timbre between them, between the two notes. It's definitely a big difference in tone when you do that, and tone is important to Eric. I'm unsure on where he plays this or how he plays this, so let's take a look. Jonathan, thank you very much for tuning into the stream, sir. It's telling me that my stream status is poor. Let me look at this. What's the... Are there any... Is anyone having any issues with the stream? Because it's telling me my stream quality is poor, and obviously it shouldn't be. So obviously I don't want it to be. So anyway, back to the transcription. So you can hear this note, boo, and that sounds like a harmonic to me at the 12th fret. So I'm gonna notate that as though it were a harmonic. We will do now natural harmonic, of course. But if we look at his fingers here, it definitely looks like he's got the backward, what you might refer to as a backward fifth. But if you look at how his hand moves, the distance that it moves between playing that harmonic to the fifth is non-existent. So I can't, if I finger this, logically speaking, the harmonic is here, and then the fifth would be here, because we want this to ring. He wouldn't be playing, B. So we're not going to play the harmonic, and then, because the notes ring into each other, so we want, what's he play? That ringing in there is really important. So I wanna try and get that to ring out, but it doesn't look like he does that. And this is the struggle with this. Robin, that's a great question. How do you get the tab for this later? You get it on my Patreon, link in the description. I don't think you were trying to plug for me there, but you did a good job of it. Right. So and times 1, I'm just going to mark out 1, 2, 3. That's bar 3, really. If we count the beats between that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Of course, it's free time. It's not free time, but he can decide how long each of the bars are. He's playing within the grid, but just elongating how long each of those bars are each time. So it's really up to us how we notate this. So yeah, no, we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? I'm just deciding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'm going to go with this being our bar. So what did I do there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a harmonic lick in the next bar. So what have I done wrong there? That's not wrong. 1, 2. Oh, it's bar 5. Ah, I see. There we go. No one told me I did that wrong. Yeah, those harmonics are hellishly difficult to do. And actually, oh, maybe don't shout that much and my microphone won't peak. Actually, worth pointing out, there are lots of ways to do it. So you can do it without the pick at all, which would be, like using the thumb to sound notes, your index finger. Like that. If you're going to do it with a pick, what I more often than not do is, because when I do that, I'm not using my middle finger at all. I drop my pick into the crook of my middle finger so I can... which then means I can get straight back to my pick. Or you can do it the way Carver Hayen does it, and Danny Gatton did it, which would be to switch the pick into these two fingers. So you can use the pointer and then pick with the pick. And then Danny might use his little finger for this. Carl, I think, is using his third. But obviously, I find that hellishly difficult. Lots of options for this, so you can work out what suits you for executing an idea like that. Not the harmonic lick. I'll just put these. So we've got power chords. I'm notating this as a bar of 3. Then a bar of 4. And this rings, right? You can hear that. Ooh. Harmonic. So the harmonic lick here. So it starts with the harmonic. It's not there. Here's the other thing to consider when you do these sorts of things. I've seen guys like Carver Hayen do this. They mix up where they do the harmonic. So sometimes it's 12 frets higher, but sometimes it might be 7 frets higher, and sometimes even 5 frets higher. This is doing my head in. The first note is a D. But it's a harmonic. I can hear that it's a harmonic. And we can also see, just from looking at his hand, this is a chord voicing that he's doing with the thumb over the top. So there's just no way. Ah. Those are the notes. I can't tell you how he's getting that D. And I mean, there's only one option for this, which would be he's fretting the first note with his thumb. 16th note, not 32nd. Sorry, words. I'm just quitting that one. I mean, it's our only real option. Yeah, fine. Ah, no way. Okay, yeah, fine. That's a wild voicing, but it's what he's playing. Yeah, that makes sense. I see your messages coming in. I will read them in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess I'll just notate that as no. What was a bar 3? I hate all these time signature changes. I would rather, if you're using a program like Sibelius, you could have free time bars where you wouldn't have to have the time signatures in them. The bar would just be as long as you want it to be. Whereas in Guitar Pro, you don't have that option, which is annoying. So get rid of the lettering on that. So that harmonic. And obviously Guitar Pro makes it sound terrible, but you get what it as. Anyway, let me read the comments. Switch so fast, learn something new every day. Yeah, got all that. Open D is definitely not playing in Open D. It's well, okay. I see what you're saying there. Sorry, I thought you was talking about tuning. Yeah, let's. It could be an Open D string. But it's no. It sounds like a harmonic. There's just no way to get it. Can't decide, leaving it as that. Would rather not spend all night on that one lick. And then in the final, we do have a palm muted. Then we get into the classic Eric Johnsonisms, right? I'm just going to mark out bars. Let's have a look what we got. F sharp, how are you? F sharp bass C, I'm not sure what you're saying there. Maybe the delay mod is adding a little, potentially. I believe you can use that option at the left of the section mark. I mean, I agree with you, Dan. To me, it definitely sounds like a harmonic, but there's just no practical way. Practice, Russell. Lots and lots of practice. You think it sounds like a B harmonic? Let's just... I'm pretty certain it's not. So what I hear there is... Ba, 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 ba. Mo, ma, mo, ma. D to F sharp. It's not a B. It's a D. Anyway, marking this out. 1, 2, 3. There's just no good way, right? I'm just writing it in 4, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't because that's so obviously 1. How's it you hate it? Let's keep going. So if we look at these chords, these classic Eric Johnson chords, right? So this is going to be open voice triads. And actually, you know, to plug my stuff, I have a section on doing this very technique in hybrid picking guitar technique. Talk about Eric Johnson in there, and I show you he's the hybrid picking thing he does in Trademark, and also the obviously the Cliffs of Dover link. Anyway, so these are open voice triads. This is a G, and I'm picking that with pick, middle, and pinky finger. Which initially feels difficult, but it's nowhere near as difficult as you would think it is. Yeah. I mean, I could use the right hit as reference, and I may go back and do that, but he's adding that where he feels he's trying to read what Eric's doing. You know what I mean? So we've got I promise you I will get to some distorted stuff soon. Is it just a sus4? Yeah. He doesn't change any of the notes. The other two notes stay the same. Just double check. That. Yep. You could when you play these chords often. I play these types of voicings all the time, so I don't really put much thought into naming them. This would be a G major, this is an A major, this is an A sus4, and this is a D over F sharp. Back to the G. I know Eric's playing on the bridge pickup, but there's such warmthness. There's such a warmth to his tone. So this is dark. That's minor, of course. I'm just trying to listen to see if I can hear the B in the bottom. Yeah. Like a B sus4. We can hear the what we got there, an F sharp on top. I'm going to put the 7 underneath as a ghost note. They're ringing into each other. And then we get classic Eric. And again, I don't know these chord voicings, so... Classic, the Eric's Koto sound. Want this to ring. Guitar Pro's let ring feature is really shitty. You need to stop it before you want it to finish ringing. So you would think that if I put the ring on like this, these two notes will ring out, and they will. But they'll also ring into the next chord. If I only put the let ring on the first note, it will ring into that next chord. It's like the way they've programmed it is it's telling you, see this note here, let this note ring out into the next chord. And I want my let ring to tell me how far things should let ring, you know? Now this is a tap note, so he goes from the so he's tapping up at 16. Oh, if I hit the number pad, I have. He picks that note. Now his delay helps this to ring out, so down to the end. I love that chord. I know that chord. A add 11. 2, 3. So bar 3 here. So let's just take a look at those chords, see what he's playing there. Yeah, the beautiful. I mentioned the Koto technique, Bob, is really nice. So what we got here, harmony, phrasing, beautiful. Yep. Is it harder to transcribe someone like Eric Johnson compared to say Polyphia? I've never had to transcribe any Polyphia, so I actually can't tell you on that one, to be honest, Robin. I would imagine Polyphia is going to be a different sort of hard. You know, they're both hard, but they're hard in different ways. As always, guys, if you are enjoying this stream, please do share it on social media. It's a big help to the channel. Really big help to the channel. And yeah, helps new people find the stuff. And obviously, this is pretty unique content. I'm sure there'll be people out there that would enjoy it. So let's take a look at that part. It's kind of cool. Where's my pick? I like my pick. So we go from that G. And then we hit the tap. And it's a semitone. And then so I get the timing. 3, 4. Picks again. Doesn't pull off. Or it's actually, it may be a pull off, but very, you know, like a plucked pull off. It'll be that. Yeah, beautiful chords. Screen your face. There we go. Oh, there's a dirty note in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is us getting into the tune now, so let's get these chords. Do this. Need to put a tap note on that. Sorry, need to know it's tapped. These are, definitely these Eric Johnson split fifths, if you want to call them something. Robin, this guitar has changed everything about my view on Strats and guitars that I want. I'm already looking for another Eric Strat, one of the rosewood necked red ones. It's nice. There's actually a major 7 in there you can hear. Oh no, it'll be the delay of this F sharp ringing out from before. So that's like an A of a C sharp. Yeah. You could put that in there. 1, 2, 3. The B minor. Yeah, so that's like a G, but it'd be G add 2. G sus. D5 over G. Lots of ways you can think of that. Not like that. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna split it there, just because that was how we did it before with those harmonics. See, this is what I would have expected before, an A harmonic on the bottom. It's probably going to be the same pattern. It'll be the... what's the chord? What's the chord? What's the chord? He's playing that, sorry. No, not the same chord. Ignore me. Harmonic. Harmonic. I'll add the harmonics in a second. Yep. So we let this ring out. Put the harmonics in. And this is again is a bar 3. So this whole thing, there's every chance that this is being felt in 3, but then that wouldn't work because this is definitely 5. 2 5s adds up to 10. Bar 3, bar 4. If you add it, there's 10, 17, 23, 27, 31, 35, 38, 41, 44, 47, 50, yeah, 53 beats. That's definitely not right. Joe, thank you for tuning in, mate. Please do tell your friends, tell your enemies, all that good stuff. Right, so that's our intro. See, now here you can really see those, the way he likes to voice those fifths. These fifths here where the notes are behind the root note and then the fifth is skipping a string. Do we want to transcribe this? It's very nice playing. And I love the voicing for this. It's how does he play that? Okay, I don't know how he plays that. Let's see if we can get a cop. No, that can't be right. Is there a hammer in there? I believe so. There's no real solid way answer to that one, Russell, as to why he would do that. Other than, like, obviously you can hear my guitar here. If I play those fifths like this, versus, you can hear the difference. If I play that, versus, these sound a lot darker. They definitely sound better to my ears, so that'd be why. We all know Eric as being a master of what sounds good. That's an open E. That's how he's doing that. Okay, here's the chord voicing. It's 16 on the D, 14 on the G, 12 on the B, and then open E. Beautiful chord. Yeah, Eric is just an underrated genius. So now we go into the tune, or not really into the tune at this point because the band hasn't fully kicked in. But it feels like a change. Yeah, this is very much like a new section. And I'll tell you how I worked out that was an open string. If you listen, you can hear it there. Not only is that an E, the note E, but it's so obviously an open string. You can hear on the guitar the sound of an open string. You should be able to hear the sound of an open string. So he plays it and it really rings out. So that was a dead giveaway. Nope. Nope. It's the open E string again at the end of that. Change its position. And we wanted this to ring, right? So we get this. Sounds nice. Thank you very much, Dean. I really appreciate that. That is what I've been doing on this channel for a very, very long time. So if you enjoy this, I would urge you, beg you even, please tell your friends. I've been doing this for years, and I know there's so many people out there that would really enjoy it if they knew it was happening. And I'm not going to go through the level of detail of putting accents and things. What am I getting thanked for, Embry? Other than being awesome. I'm getting to the halfway point in the stream, so as usual, I'm just going to say a big thank you to my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. If you want to be like those awesome people there, if you want to download the transcription that I have at the end of this, Patreon is the place to do that. It's the best way to support the channel and keep content like this coming. Actually, I mean, content like this is going to keep coming even if nobody supports me, because I make content that I enjoy, and hopefully some other people out there enjoy it. If there was one person watching this and enjoying it, then it would be worth it, wouldn't it? If you can help people, then help people. And I mean, you know, I can help you by teaching you cool stuff and showing you transcription stuff and all that stuff. So I'm happy to do that. And at the same time, if you're able to help the channel, it's always very much appreciated. And if you are unable to help the channel, that's absolutely fine too. Don't feel obligated to. Like, I'm not hiding this stuff behind a paywall, right? I believe in sharing content. So. What a beautiful chord. And I haven't put enough emphasis on this. My process for this is as soon as I hear him play something, I can't sing low like that. I can hear the notes. Da, 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 ba, da. It's a bad example to have to sing because the intervals are so big. Yes, it is a Virginia Strat. Beautiful chord. That's the chord. Let's write that out for you so you can see what it is. doesn't hit an additional note in there. It's just that. Holds it for beat 3, kills it beat 4, so we get this. Was this Strat expensive? I think I paid £1,800 for it. I sold one of my Mayonnaise guitars to buy this, so I got it secondhand. I didn't get it new. I don't buy Fender products new. I won't support Fender in that way because they fucked me over with my Brent Mason Brent Mason Telly. So I'm gonna move on to some distorted stuff, but now, so I'm gonna save this. Obviously, this is going to go in my Patreon folder for all of my wonderful patrons. Eric Johnson, Trail of Tears Live. I want to listen to a little bit of the track, so we can hear some of the stuff that's got going. It's just repeating some stuff here, fifths moving around. There's some more harmonics. Hello, Insomnia, yeah. They didn't really personally do me wrong. I pre-ordered a Brent Mason Telly. I paid full retail price for it. I was told I would have one in 4 weeks, and 5 months later they couldn't tell me when I was going to get one. Let's take a look at these chords. I never usually do this because I don't like the way this looks. There may even be, there's a way to actually put timecode markers in. But it timecodes based on where it is in the transcription, not where you tell it is. So I don't know. Oh, okay, so he's getting the 6 in there. That's wild. That's a fucking wild chord. I really like that. So it's got this. You've got this. This G triad, and then you hit the what's this? This is like the 6 and the sharp 11. So you get this really cool Lydian chord. Wonderful. And then so 1, 2, 3. So I'm changing the time feel here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eric Johnson has the most bizarre singing voice I've ever heard. I remember hearing it when I was a kid and absolutely hating it because to me it sounded fake. And that's still to this day the only way I can describe his voice is it sounds synthetic, right? I always thought like it's just a horrible auto-tuned voice, and obviously it isn't. It's not. He's way before the time where auto-tuning like this would be really possible. I'll have to bring Melissa on because obviously she's a vocal teacher. When I played him for her, she said he has a very interesting voice. The way his voice works, it's not necessarily pleasing, but she was talking to me a lot about his vocal folds and the way he's projecting sound out that gets it has a very unique sound to it, and unique is probably the best word. Like, you just hear Eric's voice and you just immediately know it's Eric Johnson, which, you know, that's a good thing. One of my favourite singers is Ozzy Osbourne. He's a fucking terrible singer, but he's instantly recognisable. So then the bass note change. So you have the G. So you have the G major, and then the chord is going to change to is there another note in there, or is it just those two notes? Oh, surely he's not fingering it like that. I need to. He's not that mad, surely. It sounds to me. It really sounds to me like we've got this. But that would be. And the reason I say that is just the way he moves his hand. If he wasn't playing these bass notes, the 10 and the 12 down here, there'd be no reason for him to change hand position. So you'd have like... put the fifths in there though. I can't finger that, and it, yeah. I can't play it. I'm just going to put it like that. And those voicings are just so Eric Johnson. These really stacked fifth sounds. It's like an E major chord, of course, but not really. We've got the root, the fifth, the root, and the fifth. Beautiful. Now here's where the fun comes in a transcription like this. So I am going to put this the patch change. So you see how I do this. So now I know that I'm going to have some distortion. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to add a sound. I'm going to go all sounds, electric guitars, overdrive with distortion. Overdrive. I'm going to change my amp sound because obviously we want something different than that. So we go for stack. I believe it's stack that I like to use. Zoom in on this. I'm just going to make a bar of it so I can just hear the note. Up here, I'm going to go sounds. And now because I've created a new sound, I can tell it to have the overdrive tone in here. So this is the sound. It's just the thickest sound you've ever heard, right? Lower presence, thump the bass up a bit. So I'm not looking for the perfect tone, I'm just looking for something that's functional, right? I'm also going to put a delay on there, which I will ramp down in the mix. So now when I do your classic sort of Eric Johnson, like... Or it's a little bit more Eric Johnson-y, okay? Not perfect, but it gives us the idea. So now we can have these patch changes. And I can do this on my Kemper by just pressing that button. He actually plays an open string there. Which is kind of cool. Still want that patch change in here. Sounds overdrive. Oh no. I fucked with it. Yeah, it's fine. I think he plays it. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put a tempo change in. So we would have that. Oh, I can see that it's fucked it. Save it. Let's put a tempo change in one. Yeah, 160. It's just double time. I was considering writing that intro in this feel. We want rings on these, don't we? See, it's bringing that overdrive sound in the wrong place. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to put the overdrive sound in again in the right place. There we go. And there we go. We get our we get our difference in patches, which is useful for things like this. Actually, it's a good point. So we can toy around with. There's actually the fuzz in here is actually quite nice for creating stuff like this. If I go under distortion and it's the pi, I'm sure. Yeah. If I just highlight this, loop it. Tabs only go on Patreon, yep. Now I'm not going to transcribe more, sorry, I am going to transcribe more, but I just wanted to do that one bit. Let's get to some lead playing. So we want some of those. B minor. find I sound a lot more like Eric Johnson when I hide behind him. I'm playing for a Kemper Robin, yeah. Okay, here we go. God, I love guitar. Me too, man. That's right there. There's that harmonic feedback, even. I've had this look longer than Brock has. Okay, let's get that done, because that's fucking beasted. Why is this marker out so far? I was enjoying the lick so much, right? I can transcribe the harmonic feedback. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? So we know when it comes to transcribing something like this, you want to take a good guess at what you are likely to be looking at. It will help to influence the notes that you will be going for, right? This is Eric Johnson, right? So it's going to be. Actually, in there, there's the. So it's Eric Johnson's classic, trademark minor pentatonic sound. I keep wondering where all this black keeps coming from on my hand, and now I can see my keyboard. The leather bit on my keyboard is just wasting away. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So. To save time, I'm going to start with this note and then I'll add that in afterwards. Edit this marker, subdivide by 4. Pentatonic. Just checking for slow. Yes, definitely pulls that note off. Puts a triplet in there, so you get this. Of course, there's no more trademark than that for Eric, right? should know what that is. If your ear training is on point, you'll know what that is. Or if your blues learning is on point. So that's the bending up from the 5 to the flat 7. It's a tone and a half bend. No, you can download on Patreon. I upload PDFs as well as Guitar Pros. Austin says, does he do a small bend on the second to last note on that last run? If it's there, it's not a. That's not the idea. You know what I mean? So if you really wanted to, you could go in here and you could put this feedback in here. Right, what tone now? I wish I could play like Eric, but I absolutely cannot. So it's there. So here we would go. I don't know if you can do. Yeah, you can't add. It has to come in as a new note, which is a shame. Tone and a half. Yep. And then we put the feedback in. His tone is so thick. Oh, I'd kill for this tone. I actually have another patch that I use on the Kemper. It's just not next to the one that I'm actually using at the moment. When I'm actually imitating Eric, when I'm jamming along to Eric's stuff, I use this patch, which I think is a little bit more. I like this. And I put my boost on that. Roll the presence down, roll the treble down, just a little bit. That's more the sound that I would prefer to be using. Okay, Eric uses Marshalls. that. He drops down. I like shred. I mean, this tone is way too bright. Now I'm quantizing because I do think the start of this solo is a little bit sloppy in terms of the timing on it. One, two, three. Okay, no, I won't. Just because I want to give that lazy feel, because he definitely shifts into being in time as he goes on. Here he's in time. Oh. I've not met Eric. I have seen him live. He wasn't great when I saw him live, and it's more a case of the band that he was playing with wasn't great. He came over to the UK, and it looked like he just got local guys. I could be wrong on that, but it looked like a bunch of 20-year-olds, and they just didn't sound tight as a group. But yeah, relatively recent video on YouTube. I'm going through live single. Yeah, wish I could see what Levi is playing. He's nailing the licks himself. Well, you can if I do this. Yeah, how's that? Levi's actually just pretending. I can't play like Eric. I've got a few things that I can do that sound like Eric, but I can't play like Eric. All of those, like... It's not really Eric. It's just my approximation of Eric. Do I have no? I'm not. I've only become a strat player in the last month. I'm a telly guy, so no, I don't have a preferred strat builder. This is where we're going to get a bit nuts, right? Hopefully. Let's get that lick. And he's got a bit of phaser on there, right? Woo! Okay. So we're going to go... yeah, it's triplet-y feel. And then 16ths. Fuck's sake. Pull off in there. That's pull off as well. Now's where, you know, it's not on the grid. Yeah, classic Johnson end, but... Yeah, you really want to quantize this. B minor. Bridge pickup for sure. I mean, you can see he's on his bridge pickup. So there's a transition in here. There's not. Tricky. Definitely plays that there. I don't know how he does that at that speed. Where we got? It would make sense if there's a B in there. So I'm putting it in there. He's not hitting it, but I hate stuff like this because I want to notate it like this, but I can see he's not playing it like this. And he's going to finish with his classic. With a triplet in there. And I hate these sorts of mixings of 3s and 2s. I would much rather see this written as groups of 5s, quintuplets, because it looks nicer on the page. And a lick like this, you know, this is felt rather than counted. We wouldn't want to look at this and go, okay, so what he's playing here is ba 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 da 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 da. Sorry. Da 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 da. It's not. It's pushing and pulling with the rhythm, right? So I'll have a look at these comments in a second. So we know he's going to go to there, and then I'll just finish this lick. He's going to jump up. Does he not? Oh, that's odd. Not odd, but... Why is my tone so fucking dark all of a sudden? Was it always this dark? My ears deceiving me? Nonsense. I'll read the questions. Pickups I'm using in the Strat, whatever comes stock in the Eric Johnson 54 Virginia Strat. Worst mic stand location ever. Yeah, I'll give you that. Well, no, not strictly true. Not strictly true. Worst camera placement ever. You know, this isn't a static camera, I believe. The guy could move and get a better shot. Big props given to his band too. All good. Yeah, in this band are fantastic. Reason Eric is very hard to emulate properly is that he's very strong and fast left hand. That's a new legato hammer. Yeah, pull off when picks, you know, his muting is great as well, which really helps. Strong hand. Who in here? John. Sorry, bud. Stop spamming my fucking streams. So this isn't really a 7. You hit that on the B. Oh, that's really, really awkward. I like that. He goes up to... yeah. He jumps up to the 12 with his third finger, and where I would normally go down 11, 10, and 12 to repeat that motif, he doesn't. He jumps up to 11, 14. So it's 2-note per string patterns. There'll be a picking benefit to that. Two notes, right? He doesn't play that 2 notes. Bizarre. Just when you think you understand what he's going to do. That's interesting. That's something I've learned today. Move my giant head out the way. Nice little connection. I'm gonna quantize that. Beast. All right, that's the that part of the solo. See, I can't have that. I'd never publish a transcription like this. The MIDI, I hate the way the MIDI sounds. I hate the way the MIDI, I hate the way the transcription looks. So I'm going to make these 5s because that's in line with how I would notate this. I much prefer the way that looks. These aren't triplet ideas. He's just speeding up a little bit and pushing and pulling with the time a little bit. So, yeah, sorry. Can he keep it like that? Some people will look at this and go, but you're ruining the transcription, Levi, because what you had before was a closer representation to what he played. But I don't care. I also really don't like this. I'm imitating his kind of floaty, slightly after the beat sound, so it ends up looking terrible on the page. Anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a listen to it against the transcription. Let me check my tempos up with his. Yeah, 160 on those. So if I go like this. So he speeds up here. He's speeded up, let's say, around here. So if I put a hide automation, progressive, push this up to like 163. Hide automation, constant of this. Tempo's still not perfectly on, but I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy with that. Let me do that again. Turn Eric down a little bit. The bass on this is obnoxious for this note here. Jesus, like why is that so damn loud? Let's no reason for that to be like that. Let's just take it from that way. Happy with how that's turned out. Now I'm going to stop now. I will come back to this transcription. If when you look at normal speed and then top speed, it sounds so beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. That you find that with a lot of Eric's fast playing. Like none of it is. You don't look at any of the note choices and go, "Wow, what an interesting note choice," or "What an interesting way to go between these notes." It's so garden variety, but just executed so unbelievably buttery smooth, and at such a ridiculous speed. It's just it's just Eric, isn't it? Also, let me just listen to the intro. So, intro sounds like this. Practice, Joe. Pressing play on one at the right time. How did I forget the let ring on that? Beautiful. And then trying this lick. And then the solo, or part of the solo. So if I was to talk about a few things that you should take from this, I think the main one is a lot of people when they go to solo, their default position, their default shapes is just go straight to shape 1, right? So this is B minor. So you go to the 7th fret and you play that shape, that position, right? And it doesn't serve you all that well to do so on this. Not all the time, because it means the highest you can go is... That's as high as you're really going. The lick in here that I really like that Eric plays, he plays a lot out of shape 3 of the pentatonic scale, or the C shape of the cage system, which would be... out of that kind of area. So that's with B down here. When you look at that, it looks a lot like E minor. In fact, he would use it over E minor as well. But the beauty of this is he likes to throw in, well, I know he likes to throw in the flat 5, so he plays this. So if I'm playing in B, so adding in that flat 5 there in that position. Now the thing I've learned from this though is a way that he finishes phrases in that area. He likes to play, because he does it twice in this short solo, around that area. So when we are in that area, that's an exit strategy, if you like. So if we switched things up and we were playing in, let's say you've got a tune that's in C minor. C minor would be here. Transcriptions all go on my Patreon page, Zachary, link in the description. I can access that sound if we had a song that was in E. E minor was here. There's an Eric Johnsonism that is It's just, yeah, he plays it twice in the solo, which is really cool. Anything else in there that jumped out to me as being particularly interesting? I kind of like how he takes what people might call pentatonic shape 2, B minor. Shape 2 would be, and he'll use that as a way to play a B minor 7 arpeggio. But then rather than repeating, he changes position into, what's that? That's the position 3 that we just looked at. So you can get a longer line where we go. See, my default is to not do that, so let's do what he does. So yeah, definitely cool. And again, switching things up. If you put yourself in a scenario where you're playing over something in A, we could should be able to steal these ideas, and hopefully you can see that there's nothing. I've not learned Eric's solo, and I won't learn Eric's solo. There'll be no point where I will learn to play this solo from start to finish. It's just not how I learn. But stealing the identity, stealing people's trademarks, stealing the things they do. I see Stephen has just mentioned Joe Bonamassa, pentatonic boxers like Eric Johnson. Joe Bonamassa just likes to play a lot of Eric Johnson licks, right? And that's cool, and that's fine. I'm not going to have a go at him for or anything. I like to make the joke of, hey, Eric Johnson's on the phone, he wants his licks back. But I like hearing him do it because he does a really good job of it. But every time I hear it, to me, it's Eric Johnson. I don't want to learn to play Eric's solos. I want to learn to play things like Eric would play. And yeah, that's why I transcribe, and that's the why the reason I teach the way I do. Have I learned Cliffs of Dover? Can't get the hybrid pick verse groove to that speed. Well, Russell, might I suggest hybrid picking guitar technique? Grab your copy on Amazon today. Yeah, so I want to steal Eric's licks more so than the types of things that he's going to play, right? And if we test that, let's just have a bit of fun. I'm going to go over to YouTube. I'm going to type in Eric Johnson backing track or style. Eric Johnson backing track. There is one for this very song, actually. Hello, Peloton.
Here we go, Peloton.
So someone's made a backing track for this tune. Turn it down. See, he wouldn't do that. He'd go. He doesn't play the 6 in there. Yeah, definitely. It's a bit fast. That's just instant Eric, right? I don't have enough frets. Ah! Anyway, you get the idea. What have we got here? One problem is that if one is not a naturally creative guitar player and musician, you pretty much have to spend some time learning songs, riffs, solos. No, you're wrong. ATX, you're wrong. You're simply wrong. You're wrong. You learnt to speak the English language without having to learn people's speeches. You learnt words, you learnt phrases. You learnt and you imitated how people used things. So the example I always give is like the Martin Luther King speech. I have a dream. Have you ever learned it? Or do you know the impact of just, I have a dream? And then actually, you could summarize what his speech is about. I have a dream, and then talking about all these things that one might dream about that you don't currently have, but that you feel that you should have. That's the idea behind that speech, right? And you don't need to learn every word that he used and the order in which he used those words in order to be able to understand the concept that he's trying to put across in there. And it should be the same in your guitar playing. If you spend all of your time imitating and copying what people play, note for note, you will never, ever, ever move away from that. I mean, you can disagree with me all you want. Actually, I don't know your history, and I don't want to do the cock measuring thing, but I've been teaching for the best part of 20 years now, and my students all get results. So I see the pitfalls that people fall into, and then versus what students who don't fall down that trap of going, oh, let's just learn exactly what someone played. Like I am an improvising musician, and I don't consider myself a creative musician actually, because I am a how do I put this? I'm heavily interested in my influences. I'm heavily interested in the things that have come before me. So I'm really into swing. I'm really into bebop. I'm really into traditional vocabulary. Swing, blues players, all of these types of things. So you can hear that in all of my playing. Anytime I play anything, it's... Oh god, that's an awful tone. Some chorus on there, why not? I'm never going to play completely new things. I'm going to play things you've heard before. If I play something like this, you can hear Stevie Ray Vaughan in there. I've never learnt a Stevie Ray Vaughan solo. Never, not once. If I play this, you hear Stevie Ray Vaughan in there. Never learnt a Stevie Ray Vaughan solo once. If I play, you hear Eric Clapton in that. Never learnt an Eric Clapton solo, not once. I understand the key components of the things they do, which means that when I play within a style, I can start doing those things. Stop saying not everybody's a creative individual, and then saying because I'm a creative individual, my viewpoint is incorrect. I'm not a creative individual. I'm literally sitting here and telling you my improvisation is about stitching together things that other people have said. I don't invent words, just like every single word that you've typed to me now, you've not invented one of them. When I play swing, like blues, it's an E chord. Sorry. Jimmy Herring. Whatever it is I happen to play. Like this is the way I do things, and people are going to agree with me because they followed me long enough. They know that my entire approach to teaching is stop doing things the way things have always been done, tradition for the sake of tradition, copying the way people have always done things just because that's the way they've always done things doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right way to do things. People that follow me have taken on board that concept, and have got results from it. So, yeah. Can I think? Yeah, absolutely. Can I think of any guitarist that doesn't sound like they copied from anyone or anywhere? There are guys that can do that. Wayne Krantz is a really good example of that. But I'd also say Alan Holdsworth, and that's a really good example. So Wayne is one of my favourite players. I've never learned anything that he's played. Never. Alan, I don't like his playing, but the reason I don't like his playing is because I can't root anything that when I listen to him play, I can't root it in anything that I listen to. It doesn't fit in with the vocabulary that I've grown up listening to or that I spend all of my time around. So I can't get into Alan's playing. Wayne's playing I really like from a rhythmic perspective, and I like some of the lines, but I don't listen to him as much as I listen to, say, Joe Pass, because there's a lot more tradition and heritage in the things Joe does. And more importantly, if you take someone like Wayne Krantz or Alan Holdsworth or Steve Vai or Matthias Eklund or any guys like this, right? You can't steal their licks, because if you steal their licks, they sound out of place unless everything that you play comes from that language. You can't just put a Steve Vai lick in the middle of an Eric Johnson solo and people not immediately go, hey, wait, that's a Steve Vai lick. You know, it's not about stealing people's licks, it's about getting the genesis behind the idea. So when I look at like Eric in this solo, when he plays... It's a bit loud. He doesn't come down like that. I said to you, you have to know what that is. You can't play that unless you know what that is. I didn't have to find it. I knew what it was. As soon as he played it, I knew that sound of the bending the 5 up to the flat 7. And because it's something I do all the time... Or taking that same idea... Anyway, I really have to run, guys, because I need to drive into Glasgow and pick Melissa up from a gig that she's just finished doing. Happy to come back and talk about things like this more. But yeah, what have we got here? Levi again. I know you're not disrespecting me, and most importantly, like I'm only having this conversation with you because it's an interesting one, and I like everyone chiming in on it because it's a good one. Met people who are friends of mine that are like this. Yeah, they've had bad teachers. And I firmly believe that they've had bad teachers. The people that haven't taught them how to get in the mindset of somebody and see how people use things, rather than just imitating exactly what they do. And I keep bringing it back to language. Music is a language, and improvisation especially is a language. And understanding how someone like Eric improvises and how he stitches his vocabulary and lines together is very different than learning to speak by imitating someone's speeches. I guess there are probably examples of speeches, maybe long monologues from films and things like that I could probably recite back to you almost verbatim, but it's because I've seen the film so many times, and my speech, my understanding to hear and replicate things with my mouth is much higher than my ability to do that on the instrument. But when you spend enough time doing that on the instrument, I'm much better at that than I was 10 years ago, and hopefully I'll be much better at it 10 years from now. At some point, I would like to think that my guitar playing or my piano playing, whatever happens to be, I'll have the same level of connection between the piano and the guitar and the ears. So you hear somebody play something, you immediately play it back, never making a mistake, or you remember you heard something and you immediately play it without thought, in the same way that you do with your voice. That's the long-term goal. Anyway. Right, Patreon. Austin, have you not been on the Patreon thing? I'm sure you were on Patreon at some point. I can see you, of course, you are enjoying that guitar that you won on my channel. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head. I'm just going to run my credits while I put my guitar down. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Really does mean a lot. If you want to support the channel, please do head on over to Patreon. If you want to learn more about my approach to teaching and things like that, watch my YouTube channel. Alternatively, you can pick up one of my books. I'm very much talking about the intervallic approach, understanding the intervals and the way things sound, and connecting, like voice leading and things like that. All that stuff is kind of a big part of the way I think, the way I teach, the way I hear, more importantly. So if you want to check any of that out, links in the description. And please do, let's do it like this. Please do go and check out my new book, Hybrid Picking Guitar Technique, where we just talk about licks rather than thinking. I've got new albums to be on the way soon, Austin, but you'll see more of that in future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Much love, and I'll see you for another stream soon. Goodbye.